Hello. Hello and welcome to We Are Into Deep Together, now on season 2. As we always mention on this podcast, if you haven't seen Together the series, and this time around, if you haven't seen Still Together the series, you really have to go back to YouTube, GMMTV channel on YouTube or Netflix. And then after that, you can go back here on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Once again, my name is Justin, and I have with me my two partners in crime. Hello.
Hello, everybody. It's me again, Ellis.
Hi, it's me, Robin.
Hey, Alice and Robin, we're in YouTube.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
We're expanding.
We
I
are,
can't even believe it.
yes, and we are on season 2. I mean, this is 2021. After our first episode of Brightwin Weekly, this is our first deep dive of 2021. I've always been excited to finally talk about Still Together because I am an OG fan of Still Together. We always say on the podcast that Ellis has to wait for Fridays just so he can watch together the series. And right now, I can actually relate to what he felt from a long time ago. Like, seriously, I can attest to it. It's torture to wait every Friday for a new episode of Still Together. Right, guys?
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm lucky enough to never have had to experience that. I came in at a later time when I could watch everything straight through. So I have a lot of respect for you guys being able to have that, or being forced to have that patience to wait an entire week.
but don't count on it because we're still hoping for Together the series season 2. We're still hoping.
Yes, definitely.
We're still hoping for Together series season 2. Just a clarification. I mean, Alice will always say that Still Together is season 2 is just additional 5 more episodes for the fans from all over the world, and we would like to thank GMMTV for it. But can we just say, hey, we need more.
More, please, more.
Please give us more.
Anyway, we have a guest today. YouTube subscribers can actually see it from our screen.
Yeah, they can see it already.
Hi, you guys. My name is Marcos, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to be on this podcast. I've been hearing it for a couple of days already, and I enjoy it so much. Uh, actually, Together was actually my first BL to be interacting to the BL community, and I loved it so much that I dig myself into a hole after that. I like the BL community a lot.
Yes. So, to all our listeners, Robin met Marcus through TikTok, and I haven't actually gone into it, but I saw that. I checked his Instagram account because he's been uh reposting. I mean, he is posting IG stories of him listening to the podcast, and that warms our heart super much. And so I checked his Instagram account, and I saw that he's a big BL fan. Marcus, what are the BL series? If you have to choose your top 5 BL series, what is it?
Top 5. Oh my God, you gave me so much options to choose. My favorite, of course, number 1 will be Still Together and Together because it was the first intro to the BL community that I loved and cherished a lot. Tar and Tide will be my other one as well. Why
The
Are You? Because I fell in love with this series. And I also like Why Are You? I mean, Until We Meet Again, because it's like a tear breaker. It brings a lot of topics that the gay community goes through and all that. It's a beautiful storyline. I like, and it's like, oh my god, BL community is like lovable.
Yeah. Just like you, is it your first BL series as well, Robin? Because this is my first BL series.
Yeah,
Together.
it was my first like live action BL series. Like what I mean is that anything that I'd watched before was Japanese and it was animated. So and doesn't really count in the same way because it didn't make me draw me in the same way. Once I started watching Together and Still Together, I couldn't stop watching BLs in general, and I'm now like watching at least 5 or 6 like at any given time. So yeah, it's like a way of life. BL is a way of life now for me.
It's so basically, Together and Still Together are the gateway of a lot of people that I know of, especially my friends. It's a gateway to the BL series world, and I can actually read from testaments from my friends that after they saw Together the series, it's a rabbit hole of a lot of series as well.
I think it's
I've
the best BL to watch first because it's cutesy. It's more like for adults and like teens to watch. It's more of a romantic way to watch a BL, and then you can dig yourself to other other topics as well. But this one is very cute.
Absolutely. And
what
and
what
I think a lot of people were drawn in because they saw really, really handsome photos of and videos of Bright and Nick. And they're like,
Yes.
oh, we have to watch these two guys together. And I know that that's what like is, my boyfriend was watching it while he was going through quarantine in his country, and
I
he
think
he said,
most
yeah.
of us are.
Well, he turned around his camera and he was like, look at that guy, he's on Bright, and he was like, he's so handsome, and I'm like, yeah, he really is. And then I watched it later on.
Well, we shouldn't sugarcoat it. I mean, when Bright and Win actually did a big part, a big part in us thinking of, oh, maybe I should watch this. I mean, seeing a good looking guy, that's actually a big thing for us to open it. Anyway, Marcus, you were telling me about a lot about how the BL community or the BL series or helped you into how it helped you emotionally. Do you want to expand more on that?
I guess when I first started watching BL, I was like somewhat heartbroken, and the BL community was there for me to express my feelings, and it helped me heal to love myself more because I think that's what BL does for you. It shows you the healing process of not just a breakup, but like having feelings for people, and that's what I like about BL. Like it helps. It's life lessons that teaches you.
Yes, I can actually relate to you because when I started watching Together, I have a boyfriend right now. I mean, it also helped me through my breakup. So, thank you, Bright and Win, for helping me cope up with a lot of things. So I can actually relate to Marcus when it comes to that. Anyway, you know what, Marcus, Ellis, and Robin, the thing that I like about sequels, I mean, ever since we're little kids, we were thought about happy endings, right? I
Yes.
mean, we always wanted about happy endings. When I became an adult, I was not satisfied with happy endings. I was always thinking, what happens next? So, okay, they end up together. So, what happens next? What comes after that? I mean, when Sarawat and Tine, I'm sorry for all the Together fans, but I said it on our episode 13 that I was really disappointed with the ending of Together, the series, because it is like, oh, okay, so the end of Together, they went on a concert, fine. I mean, we were like expecting more from this phenomenal series, and then I think a lot of fans would agree to me that this is the kind of what do you call this? A gift from GMMTV. Like, hey, we know we fucked up the ending of Together the series, so this is bonus file just to make you feel like, hey, there's more to Sarawat and Tine. And Still Together is like, oh wow, it's the
It's
best.
perfect.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. Best ending to a series. This should have been the ending of the first season.
Well, the way I think of it is that all of Still Together is like the marathon season finale of
Yeah.
Together. Yeah.
This is
I
how
like
we.
that.
This is the marathon season finale of season 1.
Like
And what
Together was so good that you needed that to end it.
yeah, it's kind of giving us the satisfaction that okay, after the concert, this is what happens, and we would like to thank GMMTV for that. Anyway, should we get into it, guys? Should
Let's
we?
do it.
Let's do this.
Gosh, I'm so excited. Let's go.
Okay. Woo.
Wait, can I just say? Can I ask everyone? I mean, all of our listeners know that before we go into the deep dive, we asked each and every one of our guests and our co-hosts to rewatch the episode. How do you feel about it? What's your impression? What do you feel while rewatching it before this recording? How about you, Marcus?
Well, for me, I actually had butterflies to rewatch it again because it was like so cute. Like I just want to like bring me back when I was a first of a new BBL fan, and I was like, this is what I was missing. Like this is so cute. Like it just like you see of a different perspective because you're watching it the second time and you pick up more where you didn't see the first time.
Yes.
That's why you seem like you pay more attention to small details than your first time watching it.
Well, hold on to that because you will notice a lot more after this deep dive. Because whenever we record a deep dive and then the other one mentions another thing, and then that's when we realize, oops, we didn't see this the first time. Actually, as for me, I was so surprised that I get all these butterflies again because I haven't really abused Still Together as much as I abused Together the series, as I always mention it. I rewatched their series like 100 times, if that's even possible. But Still Together, I really wanted to focus on my work or whatever it is that I'm doing, so I cannot actually get into it a lot. But the timing of this recording is impeccable because as of last night, Twitter and Instagram were like exploding because of the box set behind the scenes that was released by GMMTV, and we were like, "Oh my gosh,
Oh
everyone is
no! I just saw
I
that earlier.
know.
I
Yeah.
What are you
cannot.
doing to us?
what is the us?" I was like telling Elise, "I don't want to watch the clip because I need to do this and I need to do that. I know I will not get over this."
They're like, we're not done with you guys. We have more.
We have more, yeah. We need more Sarawat and Tine. How about you, Alice? What did you feel when you rewatched it earlier this day?
Yeah, so like as I've been saying in the past episodes of Together, like I've been rewatching each and every episode like multiple times, and up to now the magic's still there. Like I still feel so giddy when they like when Sarawat said something so sweet, then
Yeah.
Time being himself, being so cute. The magic's still there, and it's really exciting. I'm so looking forward to discussing this episode.
How about you, Robin?
So to me, like I really like how it how we were talking about how BL like does this for us, like it teaches us things about our lives. I think specifically Still Together, like a year out from supposedly in the story, a year out from Together, I learn a lot about relationships from it. And so when I watch it more in depth, like I pick up on little things like, oh, like this and oh that, like I can be more romantic if I do this, or like, it's just like it teaches me positive habits, and I just love that about Still Together.
Yes, and the thing is, it's not even exclusive for guy to guy relationship or the LGBTQIA because as I mean, I'm in a relation. I was in a relationship with a guy, and I still can learn from Sarawat and Tine. It's applicable to all kinds of relationship, and that's the best thing about this series. Hey, shall we start? This is like this. I really like this a lot. Our first scene. I like how together the series is consistent when it comes to the use of the social media as a theme, right? I mean, as a start, it was Instagram and Facebook. Now it's Facebook Live. So we started the scene with Green and Dim shooting our favorite couple, Sarawat and Tine, and then in a Facebook Live. And as you can see, they have a lot of viewers. But then it was time. If you can still remember from the first season, there's an iconic scene wherein, hi, my name is Tide, and this guy is his boyfriend. And then he was so pissed, and then this guy is my husband. And it's one of the iconic scenes of Together the series. And then this time they redid it. Only it is now true that Sarawat is indeed the boyfriend of Tide, and it was like I really like that part. It was early on this episode, and if you can, and then time goes on, retelling their story from Green, from the Green chasing him, and to him, seeing Sarawat for the first time, the kiss you until you drop scene, things like that, and then explaining how things went on up until they became a couple. And then right now, and then fast forward to a year after, he also mentioned from the Facebook Live that they're in a relationship for more than a year, which is like, oh, okay. So so there are a lot of new things in the relationship, right? Number one, they moved into another apartment, which looks super awesome, by the way. I also like the movie posters that I can see from the apartment, and then they have so
Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah, I
There's
really like
little
that.
Easter eggs. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And also the Beatles song, so it's very Sarawat, like musicians, like, okay, I like that. And then after that they have Tyne has a new guitar, and then Sarawat is a new amplifier, and then they exchange some sweet thoughts together. But it also says a lot about the transition from the lovey-dovey new part of the relationship. The love, right? I mean, there's a scene there wherein Sarawat was complaining, why is it we're eating frozen food? You used to like cook for me, my favorite green curry and stuff. I mean, you used to do that. And then there's also a part there we're in what's yours is mine, because I think Sarawat was looking for his sausage. And then,
that was cute.
like, this is our house. This is ours already. And then there's the nagging of Tyne saying, "Hey, you have to turn your clothes upside down so we can put it on the laundry," and stuff like that. And also, I mean, Tyne looking for his things, and then Sarah was like saying, "Why can't we just share? I mean, we live together." Things like that. And then Sarah and Tyne was like saying me, the sweetness gone from super sweet into zero because they're comfortable with each other. And there's the much anticipated Sarawat Expo. I mean, seriously, I enjoyed that montage a lot. That hey, this is what you're looking for. This is what comes after the big concert scene from season 1. Any take on that?
Well, yeah. So having been in like a long-term relationship where you like live with someone, it's completely accurate, right? Like there are all these moments like in the beginning when you first move in with someone, oh yeah, it's so cute, and that's like we see that at the end of Together the series. But after like a few months, you start to notice, oh, they leave towels on the floor in the bathroom, and they leave a giant pile of dishes in the sink, and like all of the stuff, and oh, he always pulls the covers off of me when we're sleeping, and like little things like that, and you start to get really irritated. So,
Yes.
so it's like, from the outside, of course, when I was watching this scene personally, I felt like almost like it was still cute. Like I thought, oh, what do you mean your sweetness level is like rock bottom or zero? Like this scene was like adorable, but at the same time, like if you're in that experience, it really changes it.
I also have an experience with that. At first, I was like, okay, I'll cook for you. And then at some point, you'll get tired of it. Like, oh, let's just order. Let's just call for delivery. Something like yes. And then there's also the nagging. At first, you won't nag. I mean, oh no, I should be patient and all. And then here I am. Hey, come on. I mean, you will get at some point that you will get so comfortable with each other that you I think super.
Well, when I'm in a relationship, I'm usually the one who gets nagged. Now while that's happening, like it's awful, but like, and you hate it, but like honestly, with a couple of years of like layers of maturity added on, I think nothing would get done if there wasn't nagging in a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I also like that that they're comfortable with each other. I mean, that's the best thing about long term relationship. Like you could just be yourself, and then it doesn't matter if the if the other one gets annoyed because you know that you love each other, and that is a very evident on this first part of the scene. And also, Robin, I think Tyne also wondered about the other couples. I mean, from the end
Yeah.
of season one, you can see a lot of couples like together on the couch. Like, if you, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, so we come to Man and Type, and kind of a similar scene here. And we get to see like this is probably like Type is actually criticizing Man for the way that he leaves tissues in his pockets when he does the laundry, and it's like, look at all of this is all over the place. I need you to not do that. Here, clean these. And Man actually mentions that these two brothers, they're so much alike. And we can see that it's probably like a Tipacorn family thing to like be really, really obsessive compulsive about like household duties, household chores. Like they really like to keep everything neat and clean.
I bet their mom is like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're just so used to this. And then when you have a Sarawat or a Man coming in their life, they're like, I need control of this situation. I love it. Because like I need that kind of coaching. So like that's the kind of person that I need to be with. You know.
But can you? I mean, I can relate more to the Tipacorn family. I mean, being a roommates with Elise, I think he can attest to this. But how about you? Can you relate more on the Man and Sarawat side?
Yeah, I can relate more to the Man and Sarawat side. I tend to be a little more messy, although I'm kind of a convert to being neat. So after extensive nagging, I've gotten to the point where I'm nagged to clean and I'm irritated, but then once I clean, I'm like, wow, I feel really good. Like I need that in my life. So I'm very lucky that my boyfriend, even though we're in a long distance thing, he's always like, oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do that. Do this, do that.
It's like
it's really you find your match actually. I mean, if the other one is a nagger, the other one is the receiver, more like that.
Yeah.
Are you more of a Tipacorn family type, Marcus?
What was that again?
Are you neat? Are you OC with this stuff, like to be clean and organized?
A little bit, like for my room, I don't care how it looks like because I'm the only one who's there. But like in the living room and kitchen, I'm very needy. You pick up the little habits that your parents give you to your relationship because you like that's how you were raised. and it's cute. I'm very have a little OCD a little bit here and there with cleaning. It is not my way because I also work in the kitchen. So you clean as you go. But like personally in my room, I can have a little unorganized. But if someone's gonna be there, I have like, okay, this needs to be clean here and there. So I'm a little both.
There you go. So then man at the end of the scene also is like, I wonder if other couples are like us. And we go to Meal and Type and Meal and Pukong, sorry. And Meal compliments and says, oh, you're such a good kid. But then we find out that Meal just invited Pukong to build a model with him. And then Pukong's like, I thought you wanted to see a movie. And Meal's like, what are you mumbling about? And so I don't know if you guys noticed, but in one of the scenes between Tine and Sarawat, Sarawat was actually mumbling in one of his retorts too. So just like there are similarities between Tine and Type, there are similarities between Pukong and Sarawat.
But as I think we should remember from the last season that Pukong confessed his love to and then Mil was gonna think about it, something like that.
Yeah, and I feel like Mil in a small way, maybe he is not entirely aware of it, but he's sort of taking advantage of Pukong's feelings for him here. Or maybe he just doesn't know that he wants to spend time with him and he isn't being self-aware enough. I'm not sure. What do you think?
Or maybe that is like his somehow his love language. I mean, he's not really into words, but he's an I mean, I wanted to spend time with you, things like that.
Exactly.
I'm hoping that there is something on Pukong and Mil at this point, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to think that way.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's
true. Mil has a different way of expressing his love, and Pukong has a different. He's more vocally, and Mil is like tries to like be with him. Like right on the scene is like they're together. He thinks it's like we're together spending time, and Mil's Pukong sees it another way.
Yes, I mean, it's a question of love language. I mean, from years ago when I was younger, I mean, I can't say I love you. I can't say like I like you, but I bully the guy that I like, hey, come here, something like that. I mean, I mean, love language will grow eventually, but maybe it's his. Or maybe they're really just friends, or maybe he just looked at him as a brother and he forgot that this guy likes him. You don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We're not sure where they're at.
Find out from the next.
Yeah. So then we kind of come to the end of this opening montage of update, if you will, and we kind of get a taste of the future development. And Tine, it goes back to the live and Tine says, I think dating is only the beginning. We will have to face a lot more. But if our hands are held tightly enough, no matter what is there waiting for us, we will go through it eventually because we are together. And then Sarawat says, no, because we are still together. And then we cut to the opening credits.
It was well written, like the best opening I've seen from GMMTV, and I've seen like a lot of this point. So that's cool. I mean, it's the beauty of this. It was carefully written and the production is really good. I mean, taking from someone who's seen a lot from GMMTV, so kudos to that. Also, let's talk about the intro. I mean, this is the first episode of Still Together. What can you say about the new intro? It's still the same song, right?
I like the new style. I think it's really cute.
I like it too. It's cute. It's like different from the first season. You can tell from this the new part is like more cutesy. That you're gonna get more cute stuff. Like you see the couples actually gonna be together and all that.
Yeah, and you get some hints as to what's going to happen. Like, why is Type in a plane? And oh, suddenly Pear has arrived, and
Yes.
and you see Puak isn't there in the background. You have Om and you have Fung, but you don't see Puak. Um, and we still see Ern, so that's exciting. I love her. Love me some Ern. What do you think, Ellis, about the opening sequence?
Yeah, for me, I really like how the opening tells us gives us a glimpse of what's about to happen. Like you see there, man and boss trying to push Pukong towards Mill and something like that. And then
Right.
actually there's this scene. I really like the part where um, Sarawat was holding this huge ring, and then Tyne was in the window. It's like really cute.
I think the opening credits give us a lot of what to look forward to. The
Definitely.
whole, like, have you guys talked about P type being on a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then man was waving, so maybe we can see a long distance relationship on that. And
Yeah.
from this photo alone, we can actually see boss and pair being together. So that's the sneak peek of what is there to look forward to. The
I
next,
also like the part when they have the open door and the
yeah,
scene where they're two together. I see it as like new openings are coming, new doors are opening for not just Sarawat and Time, but all the other couples. They're gonna be new opening doors for each other. That's what I took it.
Oh, that's so cool. I like that take.
Yeah.
yes, and I also like the part wherein uh the production.
The introduction.
The production.
Yeah, I kind of looking at this picture we have right now. I kind of feel bad for Erin because she's alone right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me feel a little like what's going on? What's going to happen with her?
I like the
Yeah.
scene, like the beach scene. Like, are they gonna spend time together or not? Like they give us like a clue, but also they leave you hanging. Like what's gonna happen in the beach? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
we can kind of see that the dynamic between Deem and Green is still kind of moving because they're kind of like pushing each other playfully and their hands are out.
Yeah, the first episode of Robin in on this podcast is the Green Dean episode. So,
Yeah.
it's a Green Dean episode that's just really special. Sorry, I got interrupted a while ago. I like the production of the intro. I mean, the graphics is great. The song is great. I mean, and even their outfits are great. So it was really well thought of intro, and it's really catchy in the sense that even if you're watching it from Netflix, which Still Together is now available on Netflix for everyone who's interested. I mean, you can actually catch it on Netflix. You will not click skip intro,
No.
right?
Not
Definitely. Anyway, sorry about that. Can we move on to our next scene?
absolutely.
All right. So after that opening credits, we actually go back to um, the post recording of Sarawat and Tine and Green and Dim, and and actually Green was like teasing the two of them to give a few sweet things, and then yeah, and then after that, actually, Green brings up Pam, and then Dim actually scolds uh, Green. Do you want to start some trouble? And then actually they just smoothly go back to the distance to avoid conflict. So after that, we see Tyne and Sarawat actually walking towards somewhere, and while they were walking, Tyne brought up Pam. So he said it was a long time ago, but it's still stuck in my head. Why did you two hug? And then Sarawat Sarawat said that uh, it was a difficult situation for him because because Pam was his closest friend at the time. So she was crying, and then if you were in his position, I think you wouldn't know what to do. So after that, Tyne says, "Oh, that's true. Okay." But after that, Tyne now brings up Mill. So you let Mill take me to the hospital. And then Sarawat said, "You were sick. Did you really want me to start a fight?"
Super
Yeah, and
sweet.
then yeah. And then Sarawat actually said, "I went home to change." It just we find out that Sarawat was actually taking care of Tyne while Tyne was asleep at the hospital. And then
He was
when
there.
Sarawat,
All, yeah.
yeah, he was there the whole time, and then Tyne didn't know. And then Sarawat went for a change of clothes, and then when he came back to the hospital, he was gone, and then he wasn't gone. He refused to talk to Sarawat anymore, and then Sarawat was worried. And then when he got back to their place, he couldn't find his no, he found his bracelet, Tyne's bracelet, in their place. So Sarawat was really scared. So he thought that Tyne didn't
Maybe.
want to see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, Tyne said, "Why didn't you tell me?" And then Sarawat actually said that you didn't ask. So yeah. So after that, Sarawat
That
said,
is
let bygones be bygones." Uh huh.
that is very sad to begin with.
Yeah. So Sarawat actually said, let bygones be bygones, and we shouldn't bringing him it up. So after that, they Sarawat actually touches Stein's shoulder. He grabs Stein's shoulder and says, "Sometimes we don't realize we make a mistake until it already happened."
Because
And
Stein was actually his first boyfriend. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. And then Sarawat says, "I make mistakes from time to time, but I never intend to hurt you."
yeah. That's I guess
Yeah.
that's the best point for me. I mean, we can actually make mistakes with our relationship, but the thing is, as
Mhm.
long as if you I do not really intend to hurt you, like that's the best line. Oh, shucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, so
think
after
they
that, uh-huh.
commitment to each other.
Yeah. So yeah, so after that, Sarawat says sorry, and then Tyne actually says sorry too, and then I'm sorry I jumped to conclusions so easily. And then from this day on, whatever is in our minds, we need to have a heart to heart. And then they did like a pinky swear. So and it was really cute.
You know what I like
Yeah,
about this, Alice, is that they fixed whatever is lacking of episode 13.
exactly.
I mean, we have to take credit. We have to give credit to GMMTV because first of all, really, what really happened after that? Did they just patch up? I mean, I think it's like clearing the air of episode 13.
Mm-hmm.
This is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, and I think from time to time that can happen in a relationship, right? There's a traumatic episode or a traumatic event that can happen, and the couple makes up and kind of moves forward, but they kind of leave those unresolved feelings in the background. I've had this experience, and then they bring it up later and talk it over, and like it's almost like you have to wait for time for that wound to heal before you process it.
But you know what, Robin? The thing is, what I like about this scene is that it did not resurface during a fight. I
Yeah,
mean, in relationship, it will resurface during a fight. Like you remember from the last time, something like that.
yeah,
It is a long term relationship, but actually have a problem too. It just so happens that there's Green, who's
thank
noopy
you,
enough.
Green.
Thank you, Green,
Yeah,
for doing it for us. And I also like the part wherein Tyne actually said sorry for overthinking all of it because that was our opinion from the start that
Yeah,
Tyne
we
over
all know that Tyne is a bit insecure and overthinks everything.
yeah.
right.
That's
And you
a
have
great
sometimes you do have that other couple that overreacts, before thinking about something. And I think that it's a good way to communicate with each other. Like, don't talk about the situation right away. Like, give that time to heal. And because when you talk about a problem right there and then, you're gonna say something that you don't mean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends, but it depends upon the dynamic of the couple. It just so happened that they're like this. That they don't need to talk it out. I was about to actually raise it. Like, it's been a year. It's been a
Yeah.
year, and no one brought it up, right? So,
Yeah.
but about this is that we were actually puzzled. Why is it Sarawat didn't go to or try to visit Tyne overnight, and then there we found out that he was actually there. But
Right.
where the hell is Mill? Where the hell is Mill overnight? Like, seriously, so he went home? I mean,
Yeah.
I thought those are the things that I have in mind during this specific scene. And also, I like the part here, Alice, wherein so they said that they're gonna have heart to heart talk, and then they're gonna be honest with
Yeah.
each other. And then Sarah actually said, I need to be honest with
I love this so much.
I need to be honest with you. I really want to touch her boobs right now. And I was like,
Oh no.
God, it's like, what
Classic
The obsession
Sarawat.
with boobs.
the Yeah, good job. Anyway, what comes next? I mean, I think Tyne has to go somewhere. Marcus,
Yes,
he
I
has to.
love this part right here. I call it the chicken dance. It actually brought me from the first season when Time had to introduce himself to the dance team. I mean, the cheer team, and it's just so cute because it brings you back to memories as well. And I liked it when Sarawat was walking and looking at him because on the first season he was actually seeing him as well when he was introducing himself. So it gave him like a brought us back together to this current season as well. It was so cute, and he's like, Time saw him that he was making fun of him, and he's like, "No, you're gonna do with me too." And I like that he was bringing him out of his shell because Sarawat is very like very quiet and shy person. And he's like, you're gonna do with me too because I'm putting myself out there and making myself like a little fool. And you're gonna do it too because you're making fun of me. I
Yeah.
like it. Like,
I think from season one, it was actually Man and Boss who was like teasing him. Who say it louder, something like that. He was teasing it, and this time around, it's his boyfriend Sarawat who is doing it. I mean, from season one, they were like Sarawat was just like giddy and then smiling, something like that, right?
yes.
Yes, but I also need to mention that there is a continuation problem with this one because as we remember from the last scene, Green and Dim actually went home, and then why is it they did it? I mean, if you're gonna come to the same place, why is it you won't come together? I mean, you walk together, right? So there's a bit of continuation problem on this one, but since we are fans, we forgive you for the sake of the narrative.
Yeah, it is unclear exactly how much time has elapsed.
Yeah.
I know,
No,
and
but
also like before he left, like before he started to join him to dance, he's like, "Oh, I need to go home," and his friend's like, "Nope, you're gonna do it."
Yeah.
but you know what this scene actually signifies is that how much you're willing to change for your significant other because
Yeah.
I mean from the season one Sarawat, he won't even try to you I cannot imagine Sarawat doing a Facebook live first
Yeah,
and foremost. Yeah, so it's really a character development, and I think it's because of him spending too much time with a chick guy, with a very friendly guy, just like Tyne, and the very mere fact that he's willing to dance in front of other people, that is a character development brought to you by a relationship with Tyne.
I
Do you
think the
agree?
Absolutely.
time was the best couple to be with him because Time is more like outgoing,
Yeah.
and Sarawat is like not. He's very shy. So it's the best half of each other to bring out.
Ironically, also the characters of Bright and Win in real life. I mean, Win is like this energetic giddy giddy type, and then Sarawat Bright would rather be by himself. I mean, it's really the dynamic of Bright Win and Sarawat and Tine, which makes
They
us
bring their personality to the character.
yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. What comes next? How about this one? Ooh, I like this one.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah. So we go back to the bedroom. So it starts off with this
Back to
with
the bedroom. Sorry.
yeah, because it's the bedroom. it, it's the bedroom where this is happening. So like Sarawat and Tine were having an argument. Like Sarawat brought this blue pillowcase, and then Tine was like, "No, get the brown one. It doesn't match the sheets." And like yeah, they were having a very cute exchange. And then after that, actually, Sarawat brings up PDIM that PDIM has already graduated and that he doesn't have time for the club anymore. So he offered Sarawat the position of president, and then obviously he said yes. And then actually after that, he said, "I have one condition though. You have to be my secretary." He was telling that to Tine. But then again, P Fang actually asked Tine to be the president of the cheerleading club, so there was conflict there. And then Tine said it's so hard to say no to her, but he then said, "Hey, but I really want to work with you." And then Sarawat actually pushed Tine to the bed, and then oh no, and then act- and then Sarawat actually said, "Let me help you make that decision." Oh no!
I
Oh
like
no.
how the way they play around with each other.
I mean,
Yeah, and
sorry.
then
If that's how my boyfriend is going, I mean, if Brett, I know, I can't say no to that space.
Right. Yeah. There's no refusing that.
There's no
No.
refusing.
yeah, so Sarawat said, "So yes or no?" And then Tyne said, "Fine, it's a yes." And then Tyne actually said, "So should I start working as a secretary tonight?" And then and then the scene ends with us with a cliffhanger, and what happens next is left to our imagination.
Oh no.
Dot.
I like the way he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm teasing the pillowcase." I'm like, "No, you're actually testing him," but it's like the cuteness of role playing with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, well, it actually brings us to another season 1 scene wherein they have to choose one or two. I mean, he said, "Who are you kidding?" I mean, it's one. I'm gonna be your secretary, and two, your secretary is me. It's somehow like
He's
from
like,
the
"Oh, you're learning too fast."
yeah, from season 1, we're inside of number 1, you're gonna be pursued by me, or number 2, I'm gonna pursue you, something like that. So I mean, he's catching on. But what I cannot get over is, should I start being your secretary tonight?
No.
Oh,
The fact that he
no.
said that back and did not resist is like, it shows you how much has happened. And it's so good. Oh.
Basically, I'm sure whoever was watching this YouTube video, I'm sure you're feeling the same. Do not sugarcoat yourself, because we are feeling the same as of this moment.
Yeah, tell us how you're feeling in the comments.
Yeah,
We want to
comment
know.
or tweet us or DM us to get our
Yes.
podcast. Anyway, go ahead.
So I think, Marcos, that brings us to another Facebook Live, right?
Yes, I like this scene right here. It's like how Green and them are trying to push that ship, even though they're together, and they're trying to feed the fans. And it's like cute because like uh Sarawat is like all lost. It's like why are we trying to do this? They know that we're together. And they're like, you can just do it. We have to feed the views and the fans what they want. So like Time was like being all cutesy, like giving little hearts. And
Yeah.
at some point, I saw Sarawat being like little jealous, like giving him that face, like, what are you doing? Like, what's the whole point of this? So he's all relaxed, sees him, and then like thinks about it. Okay, you wanna play this game? Let me get my guitar. And then in the background, you see Dim and Dim and Green is like, do this, do that. And he's like, why am I feel lost. So I like that he was playing the guitar and like being cutesy, fitting the fans what they want.
Yeah,
it was like so cute.
Well, I really like how funny Sarawat was in this scene. He just like he almost, it's almost like he was confused and he didn't know what to say, but also he didn't really care. He was just kind of like they're like, say anything, and he's like, anything. Like he takes it way too literally. And then you see all the like the comments that people are giving too. Everybody's like, oh, Tine, you're so, can I be your fan? You're so cute.
And that's where he gets the guitar.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Can I just mention from the very first moment that I saw Bright up until now, this is the most handsome I've seen him.
Yeah.
Here. Right here. It was my gosh.
Actually, I want to go ahead, sorry.
My most used GIF on my Facebook and other messenger account was this scene with Bright doing this.
The little hearts.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, I use that a lot amongst friends. Even my boss. I sent it to my boss. Like this. Yeah, seriously. That's I really like this scene a lot.
Actually,
you were saying.
So I wanted to say, up until now, like up until this episode, in the beginning of Still Together, I was a hard Win stan, but like I've always appreciated Bright. He's very handsome. How can I not? But in this episode is where I started like opening up more to Bright and being like, wow, it's like becoming a Bright stan and a Win stan, both. Just because in the scene, like you said, he's so handsome. He's so like he's like a rock star, and his hair is perfect. Like,
yeah.
Yes, I mean, he does give me that rock star vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of our listeners would actually know by now that I am actually a Bright stan right from the start. I mean, I reciprocate Robin and Alice. I appreciate Win, but I'm more of a Bright. But on this episode, oh my God, why and how?
Yeah.
Man, be more handsome in a sense. Like he was, I think he looks like he's well rested, and his skin. Oh my gosh, this is why his endorsement of Mercy is really effective because of how great his skin is actually. And also, as you can see, as mentioned by Robin earlier, I mean, from this photo, as you can see, Wen actually lost a lot of weight for this time character.
Yeah.
Yes. So shall we move on, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's do it. So basically, we jump to Man and Type at home. Well, first of all, we see Type, and he's like fiddling around with a printer, and Man comes in, and he arrives with some packages, and he goes, "I'm home. Did you miss me?" I think Man is like one of my favorite like comedic relief characters. And Type goes, "Yeah, I missed you." Like, "Yeah, I did. Whatever." And he's like, "I wonder when you'll stop putting this paper in." So Man has apparently been putting in paper that's already been printed on. Because he doesn't want to waste paper. But Type's like, if I didn't see this before I handed it to my boss, I would have been doomed. And Man's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I just thought that we could use the other side." And Type's like, but he goes, but I brought your favorite food. We have plenty. You want some? And Type's like, I'm on a diet. And Man's like, that's okay. I can eat them all. And he's like, no, I'm on a diet, and so are you. And I think this is great. Like, I think like we know that Tine and Type are similar, but Type takes it to an entirely new level. It's like, it's your favorite. This is super delicious, Man says. And Type's just like, take off your shoes. He's like just completely ignoring him. And Man closes the scene with saying, I do TikTok dances every day. I'll never be fat. And he starts TikTok dancing. Yeah.
You know what? On this, the dynamic of the relationship, is interesting. I mean, it's really interesting. Maybe it's because Type is older somehow.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
it could be.
That
And
that man is actually okay. Just okay. I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Things like that. I mean, or maybe because man was actually the one who chased Type in a sense. So that's also a factor.
yeah, I
But
think Man is willing to put up with a lot of not irritation, but a lot of like Types like more like
Nagging.
controlling things, or negative like comments here or there, because he really loves him and he fought so hard to get him.
yes. And also, but first of all, you should recycle paper, so man is not
Yeah.
wrong. Yeah. And you should look at the paper before you print anything. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. Anyway, how about the diet thing? I mean, if the one is on diet, should you be on diet? I mean,
I get the idea. Like, you want to share the experience of the person you love, but at the same time, it's like you can't just like slide it in that way. Like, oh, you're on a diet too because I am now because I decided to be. Like, I would be like, nope, sorry, or let's discuss this beforehand a little bit and like talk about it. But that's just Type takes the lead.
okay, let's just look at this way. He wanted man to be healthy as he is, but I think there is also a discussion on this kind of relationship. I mean, you can just dictate your partner. I mean, I would agree with what Robin said that you should actually discuss it with the other. And also, I would like to point out how sweet man is for bringing his favorite food.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that. I do that a lot, even with friends. And yeah, I'm more of a man on this
Yeah.
relationship. I'm very
Man is
bossy.
more like considerate of others' feelings. That's why I think Type is being so stressful. So
Yeah.
Man is like, okay, I have this for you. I'll make it up to you so you can be more relaxed. And then Type is like, no, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it my way.
I think even though this couple is like, they seem to be like polar opposites, they're really good for each other. They work that way because,
Yeah.
like you said, Man takes care of the emotional side of things and make sure that everything's okay. But Type is very practical and down to earth, and he takes care of their health. This is how he takes care of Man, by being controlling. He just doesn't know how to be so like, comforting about it. He's just like, no, this is what we're doing, and it's good for us.
Maybe that's why there's a saying that opposites do attract. I mean, you cannot actually. It's gonna be boring if you're in a relationship with someone with the same personality. I mean, both of you are like,
Yeah. Been there,
right?
done that. Yeah.
Somehow, right? Oh my gosh, I forgot that we're on YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay.
Okay.
I think everybody can sympathize.
Yeah. How about this next scene? I'm being animated here for
Yeah, so yeah, so after shooting the Facebook live or something like that, Tyne was actually rewatching the video on his phone, and they're like, um um and Sarawat was actually asking, "What are you watching?" And then Tyne said, "Watching the club president serving his fans." And then like Sarawat is like, "Are you jealous?" And then Tyne was like, "Who is? You just played a scrub song for your fans. uh, what's the reason to be like?" He was being all sarcastic. And then why don't you just throw a concert already? And then you could like see him really like being super jealous, like
Then
you were giving them mini hearts, like mini ha.
you know what?
Yeah, and then
If
Sarah what uh-huh.
in a relationship, for example, when I had a boyfriend, whenever I sound like that, he mentioned to me that the sound on his head is like dun 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 dun. Oh no, he do something like that's very that's very relatable.
Yeah. And actually, Sarah what actually rebutted, saying, "You smiled from ear to ear. Do I get to say anything?" And then Tyne said, "I just did what I was told." And then, "Why are you being mad?" asked Sarah what. And then yeah, and then you said we would have a heart to heart. And then he said, "Just admit it. You're jealous." And then, "No, I'm not. You're shouting." "No, I'm not." And then yeah,
The pitch,
then it's really cute.
the pitch of the voice thing, like, uh, hi.
Yeah.
Just all these different
And
ways that
then
he's
Sarawat actually
or he's not that he's trying to hide that he's
yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, and then we see in the picture, and then uh Sarawat said, You're jealous just because of that?" And then actually Sarawat then said some very sweet words. "I told you, for other people, they need to force me to do it. But for you, I do it by heart,
Hi.
not by duty."
When I heard that,
Oh.
when he said that, I was like, "Oh, he's so cute! Like,
Yeah,
why is he so adorable with us?"
it was actually from the
Sarawat is so
yes. So we should say hi to the dogs of Ellis. Hi, dogs.
Hi, dog.
Hi.
So
smooth
you
with
have to
words. Yeah, I do
yeah,
apologize.
you have to remember that right and win are also for parents, so you shouldn't complain with the dogs. Anyway, I like that part because it was actually from the first season as well. Like, I mean, it was used by Sarah what when it comes to music that I don't want to do it out of duty. I want to do it out of love, something like that. But and now
Yeah.
he's actually relating it to time. I really like. I always like it when the one of the characters are jealous with another because it's really sweet. Oh, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I am not the jealous type. I'm definitely not the jealous type. But whenever my significant other gets jealous, it's really sweet. Like, oh, yeah. How much more if your boyfriend looks like that? He's jealous.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I really like the part where Tyne tells Sarawat he's being cheesy, like you're being cheesy. But then we get into the next shot. If you see Tyne smile,
Yeah.
he is so happy about it. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see this. So wait, before we move on to this scooter scene,
Yeah.
there's a character development. I mean, there's a what do you call this? An improvement because from
Right.
season one it was just an ear headphones where there's a cord, and right now because of technology they can actually listen to the AirPods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I really like that part. I mean, it's safer now since it's safer because they can actually go from afar.
Right.
The AirPods, and that's a kudos to GMMTV. So, Alice, what happens next?
Yeah, so after that, Sarah what puts on the Tyne's helmet, and then they go on a ride. At first, Tyne puts his hands on Sarawat's shoulders for support, and then Sarawat actually grabs one of Tine's arms and puts it on his waist, and then Tine actually hugs Sarawat even tighter from the back. So it was really cute. That whole montage of them just riding.
Yeah. But you know what? From another fun fact from the behind the scenes, of Still Together box set, is that the director was like telling the audience that all I said to Bright and Win is that the scene is like this. You're going home on a motorcycle. That's it. That's his only instruction. So everything that was there, uh, like Sarawat putting the hands of Time on his waist, and then um Time actually leaning like that on Sarawat. That was actually just Bright and Win doing it, and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, oh my gosh.
I like when the actors improvise themselves instead of being directed, because it comes more of like a natural scene, and it's so cute. Like you feel that natural and not being forced. It's so cute when he put his arm around his waist and it hugs him more. It's like, oh, it gives me like this little butterflies. Like I want that as well. Like I want to be in that scene with someone as well.
I think one of the things that Mika, a good friend of mine, and Alice said, it is actually better now and Still Together because when they're shooting it, they're actually closer. I mean, it's different when they're shooting together the series because they're two strangers who are actually shooting it. Right now, they're closer. They're closer friends on this. I mean, they see each other every day from February, and it was shot somewhere months after. So the dynamic is really better, right? I mean,
They're more comfortable with each other.
we're comfortable with each other, and they actually kissed a couple of times. So what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So the hand fights, we got kissed.
Yes. Next scene. I think this is mine. Sorry. I was waiting for someone to talk. Anyway, when they settle, I mean, it's seriously a good scene because as they get into the building, they were actually making fun of each other while listening to the music. So it's really fun. And when they got into the bedroom, Tiny was like looking at his phone. And at first, actually, when they were walking in the park going towards the motorcycle, it was actually good comments. But right now, trolls are here. Hi, trolls. So the trolls were like bashing him, saying that he just got into the musical club because of his network, which is true, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's Time was affected by it, and Sarawat can see it somehow. So it's like, okay, stop reading it already. Sleep, something like that. And then when he's refusing to, okay, you don't want to sleep, and then somehow like initiating something more intimate and things like that. Oh no. I mean, okay, I'm gonna sleep now. And then when Sarawat saw Tyan with his eyes closed, you're not yet sleeping, and then kind of like acted as if he's gonna kiss somehow. And then, oh no, I'm going to sleep now. Okay, you're safe now. And then switch off the light. And then when he hugged him, he said, I thought I'm safe now. And then they just cuddled, which is like, oh my God. I mean,
Yeah,
just
and
a back,
actually, you were.
yeah, just a background story.
This scene is actually. Yeah, the director said just that the two of them were just sleeping, and then the cuddle scene is actually another improvisation of Bright and Dwayne.
Oh, anyway, right? Oh, Alice.
And
I,
yeah, and actually,
anyway,
actually, I really like this episode because there is a lot of callbacks to the Together the series, the original series, and then actually in one of the dialogues in this specific scene, Tine is actually trying to pull up his earphones to listen to some music, and Sarawat actually said, "No, no, 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 you don't do that, because I don't want you to feel all sad again." And it's a nice callback to when Tine was
from
actually from when Tine was actually doing the same thing, like listening to music and feeling sad while Sarawat was asleep.
yeah. What there's a lot of a backstory here from the book. I mean, the reason why from the book you can actually say that because of the intimate scene, intimate scene between Sarawat and Tyne. Tyne was actually yeah, Tyne was actually scared every time they had to do it. That's the reason. There's a reason why there's a line saying, "Oh, you are safe tonight." Things like that, and that is why he's always, "Oh no." I mean, if it's actually there's a backstory on the book, so if you haven't read the book, are you there yet, Robin? Are you
I'm
done?
not, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind.
Chapter
So
21.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's chapter 21. If you want to skip and then look at it, it's chapter 21. Anyway, there's a reason why Tyne acted like this way. There's a backstory of the book. So all of the OG
Yeah.
fans can. That is super weird. And I don't know if our air condition is gonna go. I mean, it's colder now. Maybe because of the scene. Anyway, anyway,
Well, I want to say something. I like this scene a lot because I
Go ahead.
feel like Sarawat was being a protective boyfriend. Like he saw that Time was being hurt by the comments, and he thought like I need to do something so my boyfriend won't go to sleep all sad. I'm trying to. I'll make it up for him. I like that a lot, you know, because it's showing that he's being a supportive boyfriend to Time.
So all of our listeners who are in a relationship or want to be in a relationship, please take note
Yes.
of what is doing.
Take note from Sarawat.
Yeah. To my future boyfriend, please watch this podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay,
Yeah.
Robin,
So-
say something.
I'm just going to summarize some scenes that were in between this slide. One scene that was in between this slide and the bed scene, where Tyne and his friends have a conversation, and Fong tells Tyne basically to stop reading the stupid negative comments. They're just trolls. They're just the Team Sarawat's wives that are jealous. And then also, Ohm says maybe you shouldn't work with Sarawat as his secretary. But then I'm going to move forward to this slide now, where Man and Boss are like at the point, you know, in a canteen's like lunch line when you drop off your tray and your drink, and Man tries to drink his drink, but it's empty. And then he asks Boss for a sip of his drink, and Boss just goes real quick and drinks the rest of his drink. And Boss is like, sorry. But karma hits him back because he turns around and he bumps into Pear, who's right there. And Boss is like, oh, sorry. And then Pear's like, oh, hi, Boss. Sorry, Boss. And then Boss is still like, sorry. And he's just like totally focusing and wrapped on her face. And she's like almost like waiting for him to say something, but he doesn't say anything because he's just so like into her. So she goes like, all right, I'll see you later then. And she kind of walks away giggling with her friend. And Man, this is where we learn by a Man that Boss has actually had his eyes on Pear for a whole year. And Boss expresses that he's going to join the music club in order to gain her back. But then they show up at the music club and learn that Pear resigns. What is he going to do now? While we're at the music club, we learn that, well, we are introduced to Sarawat as the president of the club. Everybody in the club is. And then Tyne is introduced as the secretary. And then as soon as Tyne is introduced as a secretary, everybody's whispering. And it's like, oh, what's going on? Like, why is he, like, you know, we are hearing that it's about these comments, these negative comments that are happening. So Tyne basically says, hey, many of you may be thinking that I'm here just because of the connections I had. And that's true. And he basically says that he's going to audition again and to give him 1 week to practice the guitar. So I think this is really courageous. Anyway.
I like this scene a lot with Boss, because it shows that men can be also like very shocked about their relationship or their crush. Like, oh my gosh, she's here. I don't know what to do. Usually there is the way around. They show this perspective of a female. And I like that they show the perspective of men. They can be also be shy and timid when they see their crush.
You know what? You know what, Marcus? It's usual in the Asian setup. I mean, here in the Philippines, we have a term for it. It's like torpe. I mean, it's usually the guy who is stunned by the beauty of the one he's interested in. Yeah. So to all our international listeners, use the term torpe. It's the guy who cannot actually. I mean, exactly what you were saying, Marcus. It's usually for the guys.
Yeah. Okay. And then I also like that Time spoke. How can I say? Speak up about like the trolls and everything. Like he picked up after himself. Like I like that he like show him like, you guys are talking about me. I'm gonna show you guys that you guys are wrong, and prove that he didn't get the position because of his boyfriend or because he's the president. Is like I just like that he speaks up for himself.
Yeah, and before the next scene, we actually have another scene between Tyne and his friends where they're talking to each other, and people are basically his friends just say to him again, "Why do you care about this? Like, why are you even doing this?"
Yeah.
And Tyne goes, "It's not about me. It's not about what I do. I care about Sarawat. I don't want anybody to talk behind his back that he's being unfair to make me his secretary." And this is when they're is like, "Tyne spoke like a philosopher too." Oh. But yeah,
And on that scene, we also learned that the reason why Puwak is not there is because he was an exchange student somewhere,
right.
And just so you know, it's actually in real life. The actor Puwak is actually in Singapore. Yeah, right, Alice. I think it was studying there as well.
Yes.
And there's some post from a few weeks ago that he actually went back to Thailand for the holidays or something. So that's like, okay, that's a nice to know thing from this podcast. Ooh.
Also, after the scene with Tyne and his friends, there's another one of Pimil and Pukong building the model, and basically Pukong like
was that from the first scene as well? Is that a continuation of the first scene?
I think it's a continuation of the first scene where they're building the same model. And it's almost like there's this heartwarming scene where Pukong says, "Pimil, you know, this is my favorite model that we've built." And Mil's like, "I'm sure it is. I designed it just the way you like it. It's our home." And Pukong's like, "What do you mean?" And Mil goes, "You once asked me to keep my heart open. Now I get you the answer." And I'm like, "Oh my God, oh my God." But then you hear Pukong, Pukong, Pukong. And it was a daydream.
He was daydreaming.
What?
I was like, oh, really?
Oh no.
Yeah. And actually, it's kind of like the opposite of that heartwarming feeling, because Pukong's like, "Wait, what?" And then Mil's like, "I have the answer. The door is too large." What? And they're like tooling around, and then Pukong's like, "All right, let's do it again." And then Mil's friend runs up and is basically like, "Oh, the football field's open. Let's go play football." And Mil's like, "Okay, great, let's go." And he's like, "Can you take care of this? Just put it in my office. Bye." And I'm like, "What the hell?"
That is a douchey move.
Yeah.
Douchebag move.
Exactly. But you know, it's probably because Mil wants to win some money. Because he always bets.
I also like, before we come to this scene, I like that when he drops the model and goes back to his bike, and he hears another couple talking about, "Oh, I wrote the song that you like, and I'll play it for you." And he gets an idea about like, "Oh, I can do this for Mil as well. Like I'm gonna do And that's when he goes to his brother's apartment and asking for the guitar. And it was a cute moment there because he's like, "I wanted, are you here to like get a tour?" He's like, "No, I came to ask you for my guitar." And then Sarawat is asking questions like, "Why you need it? Are you trying to like pursue a girl?" And it was a cute moment. He's like, "No, no, denying it. I just want to write a song and play a video." And you see the face expression that Sarawat is giving him because as an older brother, you see like, okay, you have a plan, but you don't want to tell me. I'll give it to you, and I'll see where you're going through there. It was just a cute moment that I like for a brother and a brother relationship.
Right. And we don't often get to see this kind of interaction between Pukong and Sarawat. So it's really cool that they were able to act this scene together.
I know we don't see them interact that often, and like this a lot. Like he being a protective brother, but at the same time give him his space, and they're like, when you need me, I'll be here for you as well.
Yeah, Sarawat is not only the best boyfriend, but also the best brother.
Yes.
Yeah, so after that scene, I think the audience needs to know that since Tyne made the what do you call this, the declaration to re-audition for the club, he was back to practicing, and now it was late at night, and Sarawat was waiting for Tyne to come back home, and I really like the small detail, like they have mugs labeled S&T for Sarawat and Tyne. Yeah, and then when Tyne arrives, like Sarawat was like playing casually, and then, "Oh, you're home," and then Tyne said, "I told you not to wait," and Sarawat said, "Who's waiting? I'm just hungry and just filling my stomach." So like he's like trying to play it cool, like yeah, and then of course GMMTV is the king of product placement, and we see here the cream thing, the condensed milk
Condensed
spread.
milk.
Condensed milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the condensed milk. Yeah, and then Sarawat actually made a really cheeky joke, and then would you like my milk or something like that?
Yeah,
You say like a pouch of blue milk or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to have a
So
taste of that.
Yeah.
Sarawat said, you grabbed my milk. It's my turn to grab yours. Oh no!
Yeah. There must
But
be
of
some
course,
kind of play on words in Thai or something.
yeah, it's a play on words and ties. Sadly, we can't appreciate that much.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
we're learning.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
learning Thai.
I just want to say my progress that I can now count 1 to 100 in Thai. I'm
Whoa.
super.
Justin was like bragging
just
this at
count to
work.
3.
It was so funny.
But I've been bragging it like all week.
Oh.
And I can also converse in a touristy setup.
Yay.
Like how much? Yeah, I'm
Getting
super
ready.
ready. I'm super ready to go.
Thailand 2021, guys.
Yes.
Right.
It depends upon Trump and we're not allowed to go political here. Anyway.
Yeah.
I just
Okay,
want to
I'm
say
sorry.
something that every time they bring like the advertisements, it just makes me hungry. Like I want that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. When
Yeah.
they're pouring it all over the food, like I want to try that. That must be a really nice like late night snack to have. It looks so good.
No, and it's late night right now for me.
I
for
know.
us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, well anyway, what comes next?
So I think we jump to a scene where Boss, Neil, and Pukong are having lunch.
Yes, they're having lunch. I like this scene a lot because Pukon sees Sarawat's friend as like older brothers. I like that as well. That he's asking for dating relationship advice, but asking as a friend instead of putting his information out there. Like we all do that. I know I'm not the only one who does that. I know you guys have done it as well.
Yeah.
Ask for advice, but I'm asking for someone else.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think Tine did it a lot on season 1.
Yeah, he definitely did.
He did.
He does a lot.
And I like that he a few seconds later his brother comes to the scene and he's Sarawat was asking like, why are you over here talking to my friends? And they're like, oh, he just brought your guitar. And then the friends like, oh, he came to ask for like friendship advice. And they're like trying to stir the pot out there. He's like, Sarawat was like, I know what's going on. He's not asking for a friend, he's asking for himself. And they're like friends like looking at him is like, you should worry about your relationship instead of others. Because I heard Time playing guitar with some other guy, and he's like, who's he teaching him? Like, it's cute that they're being nosy and stirring at the pot at the same time. Like in Spanish, we say being a chismoso, being like a.
But you know what? There's also part we missed on this. I mean, I think Man and Boss are making fun of Sarawat, saying, "We heard that your wife is making you, what do you call this?
Turn your laundry inside out.
Inside out, yeah, something
yeah.
like that." And then that's when he said, "Oh, you should go back to your class or something." I mean, it's Pukong exposing his own brother somehow. Anyway,
Sarawat's like, shoo.
You're saying all of this to my friends is not even good. But you know what I like about this scene is that his friends are actually looking after him. That it doesn't matter if they're also friends with Time.
Yes.
Their loyalty will always be with Sarawat. That's I've been in 2 relationships before, long-term relationships. Those are the only boyfriends that I had in this lifetime. But there's always this division that these are my friends and these are your friends, and even if I know them and you know me, their loyalty is always going to be mine, something like that. So I really like this. Yeah, I really like this dynamic of Man, Boss, and Sarawat somehow. But also, I also like how Sarawat answered. I mean, he trusts his boyfriend, saying, "Oh, he has friends, you know." I mean, he didn't just badmouth his boyfriend. I'm sure he thought of it somehow, like he doubted it somehow, but he will always protect the name of Time, saying he has friends, you know. Yeah. I really like that.
I like that he has that loyalty.
They're very loyal with each other, and I like that. Like they're trying to stir the pot, but he still has that trust in their relationship that he doesn't have to worry about what other people are saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, we should move forward. How about this one?
Yes. So I love this so much because we have that continuation of Type and Man together, and so they're basically Man is like tossing and turning in bed, trying to get to sleep, and Type's like, you can't sleep. And we learned that we all have this feeling like when you go to bed, but then you realize you're hungry, so you can't sleep, and you have to go up and tiptoe into the kitchen for a snack. Yeah. But Type won't let Man go get a snack. And then finally Man gets to sleep. And then a couple hours later, he wakes up and he notices that Type isn't there. So he tiptoes into the kitchen and we find that Type is making some instant noodles. and Man's like,
okay,
what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing?
And Type's like, I'm hungry. I'm just making a snack. I just, just go ahead and yell at me. And
but he didn't.
Well, yeah, Man just like laughs at him, and Man's like, Type's like, what are you laughing at? Man's like, it's nothing. I'm just amused that you're the one falling off the wagon. It's adorable. And Type's like really surprised that Man isn't angry at him. And Man's like, listen, if you let me share some with you, then I won't get mad and I won't yell at you. And basically these cute scenes commence where they're sharing the food and giggling and Also, it looks really good, and I really want to get those instant noodles. I actually stopped because I was watching it at work on my phone. I actually stopped it and took a screenshot to see if I could find those noodles, so that next time I go to a market, I can like take a peek.
Okay.
It's actually an endorsement of Bright and Win. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's really an LSS for me for a while. That sound. Okay.
Yeah, I like the scene, and I love all the product placements. Like, they're really good.
You know what? If we see Type, he's really this. I'll get this done. I mean, he's really competitive. Just how I see it. So the mere fact, the mere fact that he has to hide it from man says a lot of things. And then that's the best and worst thing about being living in together with your significant other, because they can see your weak side. Like, okay, I'm on this diet, but I can't actually retain it. So your partner will see it. Like, I am super neat, but there are times that I'm so lazy. Your partner will see it. That's the thing about this live-in situation, right? I mean,
Right.
you're going to see you falling off the wagon, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And man is that kind of person who can be like, open enough to accept that. And it's also comforting for me personally, being the kind more along the lines of the kind of person that man is, that to see that Type is not like perfect all the time. that in the middle of the night he will have a snap. and he'll show that crack in his perfect, thing.
Yeah. But he's trying to. That's the best and worst thing about Type.
Yeah.
That will bring, I mean, they bring each other up in the sense that you don't have to feel sorry that you fall off the wagon. And I also like the part where you're eating the noodles. I mean, that makes me super hungry after.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. But in real life, that's not how it works. I mean, you have two separate plates because that one is not enough. Definitely.
No. Yeah. No, that wouldn't be enough for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they don't come with all those garnishes either. they spruced up those instant noodles.
Yes. Anyway, there's a bright flavor and a Win flavor. What I know is from Win, it's salted egg. From Bright, it's oh my God, how come I don't know Bright's flavor? Oh no!
Oh no!
She's like, oh no.
Oh no, but I think it's chicken. I'm not sure. Oh no! My fellow Bright stand will okay. Anyway, moving on. Is this mine? Yeah, this is mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, all of us, even in the long-term relationship, no matter how confident you are with your partner, this scene was after and Fong went to their place and to give back Tine's notes from the class. So inside Sarawat's mind, it was actually its friends who's with him during the whole practice scene. I mean, that's a kudos for him. But when they said, do we look like we can play guitar? I mean, seriously. So he was like, okay, but who's the guy he is with? Because I trust my friends that they heard someone with time, but his closest friends are not with him. So he kind of overthink of that. I mean, no matter how much we love our partner, sometimes we have to think. I mean, we get those thoughts, right, guys?
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so he was like thinking, okay, and then he started imagining some guy. Maybe Tyne asked someone to help him, and then some guy actually teaching him, and then he got so flushed and jealous that he actually had to leave his apartment in the middle of the night, just to, in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
and then he saw that Tyne was actually practicing alone, and the voice his friends were hearing were from his phone.
Yeah.
From his phone. And it's actually Sarawat teaching him from a long time ago. From a long time ago, and then he just recorded it, and that flutters the heart of Sarawat. But I hope he also felt guilty for doubting his partner. But it was like it's really a touching scene. Anyway,
It is.
But
With
it's
this
also.
scene right here. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Go ahead.
Well, this scene I like it a lot because we do doubt each other a lot and play games with our mind. But when I'm like, I totally forgot who was teaching. I thought for reals, I thought Milt was teaching him how to play guitar. Because in the first season he went to the guitar, right?
Oh wow! I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I know. I forgot him. Like, who's teaching him? I was like, I forgot who was it. And then when I saw the phone, I'm like, oh my god, the videos. And then like, I know when he broke his leg, Sarawat broke his leg. He's like, I'm filming this so you can like remember this part. And when you're alone, you can see, and you're gonna play like you're in a concert and alone. That was so cute moment when they're going back to the first season and going back further to this scene right here. I enjoyed it a lot. I forgot that he took recordings of each other playing and teaching each other.
The first thing that I have in mind, I mean, well, when we first recorded the episode 1 of the podcast with Ellis, we really stand. I mean, we went on and on saying how much we love the perseverance of Tine. I mean, that took a long part of our first episode, I guess. So here it's really evident how his perseverance into learning the guitar. I mean, it's a personality of Tine that we really like. I mean, just to prove himself worthy of being the secretary or being part of the musical club per se. I mean, if I were Tine, screw it. I mean, screw it. I mean, I'm already part of this. I already have my place on the cheer squad. If you don't want me here, and then don't. I mean, I mean, it's really admirable. It's really admirable of Tine to do all this for Sarawat and for the musical club.
Oh yeah, totally. Like his determination is next to none, and I think that's what the most that we learned from Tine in this series.
Yes. Okay, now we're on the semi end of our episode. This is the performance of Tine.
Yeah, I really like this scene. I really like what GMMTV does to the song. Like they translate the lyrics and they give us the subtitles, so we know exactly what the song means. But aside from that, you could actually see Man and Boss behind Sarawat dancing. It's just really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, Sarawat was being interviewed by Dim, which is actually once again a callback to season 1 where Time was being interviewed. So the first question was, "Do you like acoustic or electric?" And Time said acoustic because someone just bought me one. So yeah, and then and then next would be, "Do you know any other musical instruments?" And then Time says, "Bass, drums, ukulele." And then Sarawat was like, "Yeah, that's my boy." It's really cute. And then
You can actually see how proud Sarawat is from this.
yeah.
Actually danced along with Man and Boss.
Yeah.
He's a very supportive boyfriend. I like that a lot.
And then them actually asked, is there anything you don't know?" And then Tyne said, "I know nothing about being a club secretary." And then we actually we actually flash forward to after the audition, and I think I'll let Robin take this one.
Yeah, sure. So what is okay? So Sarawat's examining Tyne's fingers, and it's just this really sweet scene because he's taking care of him at the same time as they're having this conversation. He goes, "Your fingers are ruined. You should have let me teach you." And Tyne's like, "I had to do it myself. Am I good?" And Sarawat's like, "No." And Tyne goes, did I play it well? And Sarawat says, no. And Tine says, yes. And Sarawat said, it would have been better if you let me teach you. Because he was basically saying, you should have because before he says that, he said, you should have let me teach you, because his fingers are so bad. And then Tine goes, but I pulled it off, didn't they? People are clapping for me. Come on. And Sarawat's like, you did great. All right. Happy. Because Sarawat, you can tell in his facial expression, is so proud. He's so proud of him. And they have this sweet moment. And that's when he put his hands on his head and just like this slide, and it's like, you did great. And then he goes, will you marry me? And I was like, is this really happening right now? Is this really happening? Is this what we're seeing? Oh my god.
I hope season 2 like gives us that line, and then Tine actually says yes. Oh please, GMMTV.
Fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Tine just kind of passes it off because he's like, he's too like overcome. He's like, having me as a secretary isn't enough. And Sarawat says, I want to have you as my wife. And he does, yeah, and he does one of the signature Sarawat head pats. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
so cute.
So just to add to this,
yeah, it's really cute.
The patting of the head was never on the script. It is originally Bright's idea. I was like, oh no, my heart. I'm too fragile for this.
Well, you can see it too in his movement because it's just so natural. He does it just so naturally. It comes out of his acting.
Yes, it is an explosive first episode of Still Together. I mean, right when we were watching it during the premiere, Robin, it comes like one part commercial. It's not like a whole screen fiasco. And I was like, oh no. And during those breaks, I was like, what happened? I mean, right, guys?
Yes.
You really need to process it. You can't multitask while watching Still Together.
No.
I mean, in the middle of it, I can't even answer emails at work. That's how.
Because I was lucky enough to come in so late, I actually watched Still Together in one day. And I think I didn't really even leave my bed. I think I was eating. I would like get up, go to the bathroom, go to the kitchen, grab some really unhealthy snacks, and then go back to my bed and eat in my bed, which is a no-no for me. But I did for that because I couldn't stop.
That's the dream right there. Marathoning Still Together.
Anyway, we would like to thank our guest for today. Hello.
Oh wait.
So much
Wait, Justin. We forgot something.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To say it's one of the most important part of the show. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So remember when Tine said, I don't know anything about being a secretary, and then we flash forward. And then we actually go back to that to Tine saying, many people have warned me not to work with someone I love.
Yeah.
Because duties might put us in difficult situations. But I want to try. We might fight, but it can help us understand each other more. More importantly, no one can stand the outrage of this club president like I can. Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Tine
God.
and Sarawat were exchanging mini hearts.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah. So cute.
Yes. You know what? I'm also one of the believers who shouldn't work with their boyfriend. I mean, work and life can be separated, but there are people who can. It just so happened that Tine and Sarawat are one of them. I mean,
right?
Yes, that's right.
I
think Tine wants to try that as well. He doesn't let people tell him what to do. He does what he wants to do and try things. I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
Yes. Anyway, we'd like to thank our guest for our very first episode of Still Together, the deep dive. How was the experience, Marcus? How do you feel about all of these?
I was scared when Robin asked me to do it. I'm like, I never done this. Doing TikToks is different, but being on a like podcast is like amazing. I love the way I listen to a lot of podcasts, so it's like it was one of my wishes to come true to be on one, and I enjoyed it so much. Like I was so scared, my anxiety was like to the max. That's like I don't know what to do.
We didn't notice that you
No.
really have the nervous.
Yes, I'm a very shy person. People don't believe me.
I can't. That's why.
No, I think you did great.
Yes, he did so great, and we enjoyed talking with you. We will probably invite you for Brighton Weekly or our next episode, and we really, really enjoyed this episode with you. I mean, you are the perfect guest for episode 1.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you. I appreciate it.
yes. Please invite them to follow you on TikTok.
You guys can follow me at Cesar Villanueva 0 on TikTok, and then on Instagram you can follow me at Tommy's Boyfriend 007.
007. Was that Tom? Was that James Bond or something?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm just so fun. Well, this ends our first episode of Still Together, the deep dive. Please do not forget that every Monday we post our Brighton Weekly. Brighton Weekly.
Brightwin Weekly.
Brightwin Weekly.
Also, you should follow us on our Twitter and Instagram account at Together Podcast. And you can actually listen to this episode on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now on YouTube.
Woo!
There's a delay there. Again, thank you very much. We are in Too Deep Together. My name is Justin.
My name is Ellis, and those are my dogs.
And my name is Robin.
Say hi. I say bye, Marcus.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.